thinking what I'm thinking, partner? Aim for the bushes? I don't know how that works out for you guys. And we are on. Welcome back to Satisfactory. We've got episode 12 today. Name that movie. I think we got a fun one today. The last episode, when I was recording it, it felt fine. But when I was editing it, I was like, man, I don't know. Something felt off about it. I felt like my energy was a little bit lower, and I wasn't sick or anything, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And I think what it was is I didn't like where the plant was going. So I made some changes. We're gonna go over all of that. We're gonna buy some stuff and do some upgrades. We're working on the 3 W's today, which would be windows, walls, and wires. I think that'll be fun. We got a lot of tickets. First off, I want to show this thing off. Isn't that cool? I don't know why I didn't have this set up earlier. Like, I didn't quite get it earlier, but so what you can do, and we'll just go over this real quick. If we go into our transport, right, and we put this down. So I didn't understand, and maybe I showed this off already, but I can't remember. But you can angle it, right? Once you lock it, then you can angle it. So I just put a ramp up here, and then I was able to get up here. The other cool thing is it plays music. And right now, at least, it plays a Christmas song. But I'll jump a few times so you can hear it. Name that song. I feel like that'd be kind of cool to have like a bunch of these around and you just keep jumping off them. Anyway, so I think you can get the song there. But yeah, so that's neat. It's been good to like get that in. So let's go over our changes. So I did keep our stuff up here. I know the organization isn't the greatest, but I figured this out quite a bit better and more. And you can see what I did over there is that's going to be the actual like main plant, which initially was our goal anyways. But what I'm able to do with this is you can tell it's at least set up and working. And I'm going to use this as kind of my secondary or test area. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making ornaments, but I have like a foundry set up, and so you're not missing anything. It's just me making ornaments back here. But this will be kind of like my event / test area, I guess I'm going to call it. And then this, so you notice I have a third elevator now. This is just a biomass like creator, so I can either use it in my chainsaw if there's anything else we need to do, but it comes up through those two, and then it's going to go back down through this one, which I quite like. So that's the changes over here. Uh-oh, maybe? Yes. Definitely killed myself like 2 or 3 times playing around with that. Right, so again, I'm just gonna, I can put my leaves in here. I can put my wood in here. And it'll just do its thing, right? Leaves and wood will get transported up. It'll go through the process and come back down, and then it'll make me these. Which I can turn into coupons or use for my chainsaw. But that way it's just, you know, when I'm picking that crap up, it's doing something for me. So I like that. That's one of the other changes. And then let's go over to the other one. And again, I just put it up off camera because you saw me do all of this, but now I have a much better understanding. I took a crash course in fluid dynamics. I actually took that class in college when I was studying for astronomy stuff. My first year, I was studying theoretical physics with concentration on chemistry. I wanted to do like stuff in space with chemistry. But I had to transfer schools to finish the degree and all that, so that's why I got exercise and sports science, which is cool because I use it for my baseball coaching now. But I basically, there was a dude on Reddit had like a fluid dynamics thing up, and this actually takes quite a bit to do. They really put a lot into it, which I think is super cool. But this is the setup I went with. So I have a couple water pumps down there, and they're feeding 3 coal things up here, which gives me 225 capacity. You can see our water's staying full. I know these are loud, sorry. And the way it kind of works is, right, so these are creating lift, and then I needed one more, and I did a buffer in between. By putting a buffer in here, if something does go wrong, it gives me a little bit of time. Plus, it keeps everything level, so that when I do it over here, all these pipes, they stay full. So I don't want to get too far into it. This isn't a guide, but they do have a lot of true water physics in here. Like if the pressure is different in here because it's not full, it'll change stuff, right? So you got to kind of like fill your pipes, then start your pumps. But it's really neat. So basically, this water was almost getting up to about here. So that's why I had to put in a pump here. And if we look at that, they actually will. So you can put them on the pipes, and then you can actually see it'll show where the head lift will kind of get to, right? So if you do that, it'll kind of show where everything's going, right? And then you can see the return back there, but I forgot. I think it begins with an E, but there's a name for this style of piping when you're setting it up like this. You can kind of see how I have the main pipe and then the pipes that go in, and then I have this like secondary pipe that goes from the first to the last. That's basically to help with the water flow and to make sure that everything's being distributed equally. And then if that's staying full, I know everything's working really, really well. But that's kind of a crash course on that, I guess. But yeah, basically the physics they did in this game for the water is actually super cool. I felt like I was in class. I studied it for like an hour. But I'm sure this isn't like the perfect setup, but it's getting the job done. And I needed 2 of those because those pump, I think it's 120, and I'm taking 135. Worth of water, you know, like the metric volume or whatever. So I needed 2 pumps. But yeah, that's how that's going. This is an idea of how I'm going to be wiring today, but it's a little bit different. But yeah, I wanted to show that off so everybody knows what's going on. Oh, one thing I should show. And maybe we'll take the trip someday, but I have these little ramps right here too. I'm going to take those off, but I can't get on the pipes without them. So the coal, it's actually not too bad of a trip. But you can see the pipeline kind of, or the conveyor line, whatever, goes down that way, and then it goes over a little gap right there, and there's just coal right there. So, yeah. So that's where the coal's coming from. But anyways, I like this a lot better. And again, if last episode kind of sucked as you were watching it, and that's my fault, hopefully it was okay. At least we got kind of the idea of what we were doing, so that now I can set it up, and I think it looks a lot better. So let's get into the actual wiring process. I'm gonna buy a bunch of things, and we're gonna kind of just test out some wall options right here so we can see what they look like. I am probably gonna have to make some steel on me, but that's fine. So let's see what we're kind of looking at. I don't think I'm gonna need any of these quite yet. I might need these wall holes. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, let's add these to the cart. And we have, hold on. Let me go grab my tickets. Let's say we got a bunch of tickets. I got 59 tickets. Plus, I've been having this bad boy pumping. So let's print those out. Beep, 13 more, thank you. All right. And we got a little left in there, still working. Oh, where are we going? All right, so yeah, let's see what our options are. So that's already in the cart. I don't have these available yet. I'm not too worried about those. These I'm eventually gonna get, but let's not quite yet. Eventually we're gonna get those too. I want to start labeling stuff. Yeah, a lot of this stuff we're gonna eventually get. But for right now, I'm just worried about. Here we go. These. So I for sure want these. And these. We're going to compare the windows. And then I'm not sure how I want to do some of the regular walls and whatnot. I don't know if I can put a wall in the window for the conveyor belt. That'll be one thing we got to check on. So we'll probably add these in this. Just to see, you know, like what we can do and how we can get in here. And I do want... Do we want metal or concrete here? Maybe we'll see if we have enough for both. Okay, I'm not going to do that other stuff quite yet, and then we don't need any of those. Okay, so let's go to our cart here. Okay. It's like all that, just 29 tickets. So, boom! So we're looking good. All right, now here's what I'm thinking. So kind of following that wiring setup, but I'm going to have the wiring on the ceiling. So we can do something like... Like we can have a wall, kind of like that, and then I would have. Let me see here. What is this all going to be under? I guess it's all under walls. Ooh, architecture. Okay. So we've got our regular walls. I want the little one if I do go with a wall. But then, does this go on there? Yep, so that can go on there. So we can get our conveyor system going through there, which is nice. Or... Ugh, I hate how I have to go down there every time. Or we have our regular windows. I like probably the bigger open ones. I don't know if I want to go that open. But, ooh, hold on. I gotta go grab some silica. And I'll probably have to grab some steel for the other ones, I'm guessing, as well. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of go over all the options, and then once we kind of really figure out what we like, then we're gonna put it up. Let me grab... This stuff comes in so fast. Let me grab some more of that. Right. The other quartz I'm just gonna put in the thing so we can keep getting coupons rolling in. But yeah, we definitely have to play with this for just a few minutes because I want to see. Let me go put the rest of that in there, and I'm gonna keep some silica on me. All right, so if we go to our walls, so we've got like a single window option. Which how does the glass look? Ooh, that looks pretty nice. You can actually see through it and everything. Okay, big fan. Very nice. We could also do something like this. Where'd that go? Which those aren't too bad either. And then I want to check if I can put... where would it be? Okay, so it looks like conveyor walls. Triple frame window. Conveyor walls are just a thing that I can't put in. Oh, there we go. Conveyor wall hole. Will it go? Oh, look at that. It does go in the glass. Holy crap. I didn't think it would. So I can't go there, but I can go there. Interesting, though. I do have the... I don't know if it looks like the glass is kind of cutting it off, doesn't it? Hold on. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. So it looks like the glass does cut it off. Okay, that's fine. Not to worry. Okay, so there's a couple options. Let me just put up some more options so we can really get a good look at kind of what we're thinking of doing here. So I like those. I mean, I could see either way being kind of cool. I'm kind of leaning towards that one right now of these, I guess. Oh, we got panel windows. Again, these are... Let me get on there. Those are cool, too. Right, that's kind of got that old school factory look. And then we've got reinforced windows. Which, I don't like that one as much. We're not going with that one. It's not as open. And then we also have just a full frame window. What do I need here? Okay, so I need steel beams. I was thinking we were going to need some of that. Probably should have made some before, I guess, but... So steel ingots requires... I guess, being that we haven't done this yet, maybe that's why I was like, oh yeah, we'll show everybody on here. Let's see. Not enough space in inventory. Okay. Quit yelling at me. There we go. Oh, you know what? Let's get rid of some of this stuff quick before we continue on. So I have thank you. I forgot who said it, but a hint or tip to do the to-do list on here. It's nice. It puts it on the right side there for you. So as you're gathering things, let's get these things out of the inventory quick. So we can start researching. Sorry, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth, but okay. I want to get these Christmas things done.
I am sure all the kittens and puppies and even human children would appreciate being able to see all these pretty lights. It is a shame they're all stuck on Earth, waiting for you to do your job so that they can have long and fulfilling lives.
Dude, that's why I want to do these. They're so funny. All right, I got stuff for that one. All right.
I do not understand the fascination humans have with solid dihydrogen monoxide, to the extent they felt the need for a Fixmas snow cannon and dispenser. It is simply a state of matter. Real beauty lies in efficiency and the synergetic processes and interplay of artificial and spontaneous consciousness, general sentience, and non-sentient matter, creating a new version of reality in every observable moment in the subjective progression of events.
Ah, man. Those are fun. All right, let me see. Okay, it's not there. So I just want to see the next thing I need to do. I really want to get this done, even if I have to do it off camera. I'll just like clip it in. I want to see what the other Christmas things are. For that, we need... There we go. Ornament bundle. Okay, so I can start that down here. Hold on, give me a second. What was the thing I need for it? Just the yellow and white. Okay. Let's get these going, and then I'll get back to the the wiring. I promise. We'll get that up today, even if I gotta cut some of this out. All right, so I need some of them. I got a little bit, not a ton. I'll have to make some more. I don't want to focus like too much on it, but I just want to get some of these started. Yeah. I left the tree there too. I kind of like jumping around through the tree and whatnot. All right, so let's put in, this thing should be empty. So we got ornament bundles. And let me take this off because we're not shipping this. Oh, hold on. We're not going to ship that. Bundles. And then we can go here. And there. Okay, that should make us some ornament bundles. I think we need like 400 of them too, which is a lot. Okay. Back to the good stuff. What were we making? Steel beams, steel ingots. Let's organize our stuff. Very exciting. All right, now. Now we have, so we've looked at all of those, right? So now we have full frame window. Which, that looks pretty nice. It's even got like a top to it. I wonder what happens if I put like 2, right? So it kind of does that. Oh, look at that. Almost makes beams with like giant sheets of glass. Ooh. Whereas if we do, right, because these are going to go up at least 2. I do kind of like that. I wonder if we can do... Let's go through some of our other options. So I mean that's pretty nice too. I really like the openness of this one. That's what I was kind of going for. Just it being open. We got these too. So that's kind of nice. I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna. Cause I don't know if I want just like a giant thing going up. Maybe I do. Oh, what else do we got? We got the honeycomb. I kind of like that honeycomb. That actually looks really cool. I think having that all the way around would kind of look neat. Kind of make it look like a beehive, I guess, but all the yellow and honeycomb look. Right, so we could do that, and then I wonder if maybe I do like one of those on top of that. Okay, I'm definitely leaning towards at least having a chunk of that there, and then I wonder if we have like that. That looks kind of cool. And then we could have, so let's see, where are they? So what I'm gonna do is, there. I'm gonna have power going through here. Ooh, I can put that up there. I thought I was going to have to put another little wall up there. Like, I thought I was going to have to do this. And then put the power through there. I don't know. Do we like that? Otherwise, I could just go with the other bit. I'm kind of leaning towards that. Now, the next question I have is, how high does it need to be? Because I still haven't made catwalks. I guess we could look and see... Oh, where are they? We could see catwalk-wise what they look like, how big they are. Let's add that to the cart. Maybe a ladder. I think there's a stairwell. I want to get this personal elevator when we get to the second floor stuff as well. Alright, let's look at that. Okay. I guess the other option would be... Let's see how that looks. If we did... Can I do these in the wall? Oh, okay, so I can't do that. I guess what I was thinking was I could put these down and just have like an opening. Ooh, boop. How close can you go? Oh yeah, you can go pretty close. Right, so I was thinking of just putting like these down and then maybe like walls between them and just having it open. But actually this glass looks really nice. I actually like that. So we'll keep those pillars, and that's another reason why I've been keeping the stuff floating, is now I can just put pillars underneath. I don't have to go through so many materials. All right. So what do we think about that? I think that looks kind of nice. Now the other option we would have to look at is, do we want to just maybe go... And then... like, yay. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the bottom part would be like a good kind of structural base for it. Like, I don't know if that's real life, I guess, but... Alright, so I think I'm going to go with that. Now let's look at these catwalks. Where are they? Architecture. So we've got ladders. There's catwalk stairs. Okay. So let's say I go... Just please. Why do you hate me? Nah. let me just get it somewhere. Oh, that'll work. Okay. So that's not too bad. I feel like if we go up about yay high, at least, right? And then we have a catwalk that goes across all of our stuff, kind of around. And that'll also, yeah, that gives us plenty of clearance for a ceiling overhead, I think. All right, yeah, I'm kind of liking that. Yeah, because I think I want a catwalk that kind of goes like all the way around. Oh, buddy. All right, let's go with that. I guess the next part, I'm probably going to do a cut. Well, let me see. I wonder how fast this is going to be, because we can do basic walls, and then I'm gonna voop it, or zoop it, whatever. I'm gonna do it all the way around for right now. I guess we can start looking at doors. Let's look at doors before we get too crazy here. Okay, so we've got like a center door wall. So we've got like this option. Is that how the doors work? They just kind of go through them? Oh, there we go. So that's one option. Oop, hold on. I wonder if we just did... We could have them just be open too. Gate hole wall? Like, that doesn't look too bad, and it's a bigger area to where I can get through, and then we can put glass on top of it. Let me put you there. Oh, is it gonna let me? No, okay. Ah! Okay, so we are running into an issue there. Let me see. That is most unfortunate. So that's why I was kind of thinking, I wonder if I just have to leave the whole thing open. Like, say I put, right, a frame there. The thing is how, what am I going to put? I got to put something in the corner here. Otherwise, that looks kind of weird. How am I going to do this? Oh, what else do we have for... We do have the a roll-up gate. I feel like I know what that's going to do. Same size as this. We got the, like, just a regular gate. Guessing this will just open eventually. Ooh, that's pretty fancy. Pretty fancy schmancy. Okay. Now we've got an issue with how am I gonna do that? Because I've got that little bottom part. What can I put in there? Do I put like just a pillar in the corner? See, even the pillar doesn't go up high enough. I hate you. Wonder if I can increase like the height of them. Architecture pillar. Let's see. I hate you. Let me just wonder. Ooh. Make that like. No. Try one more thing here. All right, so if I do that, zoop default. So if I go, can I go up? I just want to go up a little bit, just a little bit, please. Is that gonna? I can't do that. That ruins my day. Ah, man. Well, let's put in some more. More. I need. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Gonna keep everybody with me for a little bit longer until I get this corner figured out, and then I'll probably just put all this stuff up. Oh, I'm missing steel. Alright, well, actually, you know what? I'll figure that out. I'm gonna bring everybody back, but this is the look we're gonna go for. So, let me get our glass up. We'll get that all the way up. We'll see how it looks. And then we'll do some wiring together. I think that'll be fun. But yeah, let me get this up, at least in the main part, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right. Okay, so I got a bunch done. I want to bring everybody back because I don't want to do too much without kind of going over my thought process here. So I got a good chunk of this. I think that's looking pretty nice. I did go ahead and put up a catwalk all the way around because I think we're going to use that to get some of our wiring set up. So I'm going to go through kind of my process of like testing and what I did. So basically I started with just like, all right, am I going to just add that? Which we could do, and that's fine. But I like it quite a bit more, so I put a ladder up just to like double check. But then I'm like, ooh, maybe we can put this in, and then I can put like this in. And then my idea is I'm gonna wire everything up through here, right? So I think it'll look nice, but so I was like, okay, well that looks okay, and I can connect stuff to it. And then I'm like, what if I add another one? So that looks a little bit cleaner. And then I was like, what if I add another one? So I can now do, if I go over here, right, like we can put one in there. Okay, so that'll be kind of our we can connect it from the outside. So we're gonna connect it from there to like one of the outside pieces, and then we can run it inside. So there'll only be outside pieces like on the edge, and then we'll run everything on the inside. And then what we can do is, so then I put up a. So I did the double, right? The double. So there's a double top roof, right? So it looks like that, right? So there's 2 of these, right? So we put 2 of those on top of each other, and then I can put the roof above us on like where the next floor is gonna be, right? So like that's how I'm doing that. And then what I did was I put a beam support in. So if I put a beam support in, like, you know, and I'm not gonna do it on every floor bit, but we'll probably skip. Maybe we'll like skip every one or something. Well, we'll see mathematically how it looks. But then I can do that, and then I can put in like a beam, right? So it kind of gives it like a little bit of a structural look, which I kind of like. So I think that's how I want to do it. I want to do it that way all around, and then we can get some wiring up. And I think what we'll do is we'll probably just do this side, and then we'll get our catwalks going across, and we'll get a couple things wired, and then I'll probably just like finish up the whole thing off camera, because I think once everybody gets like the idea of what I'm doing, it'll all make sense. And then like next episode, I'll start with another tour, kind of just showing off like, all right, this is the final product. But yeah, so let's all together. Let's get this side going. Let me take out these. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have to do a little bit of counting. But now that we know how this is gonna look, I'm gonna start on the edge, and then we'll kind of like bring the wiring over. I'll show everybody what I mean here in a second. So let's at least get like a chunk of this done before the end of the episode. Okay, right. So that's how this is gonna look. So let's zoop it over. We'll voop it over. Ooh, I gotta finish up this part. 1 second. I ran out of steel beams, so I had to go make some more steel beams. But if we put that there, and we're vooping. Okay, and that'll be the corner. All right, so now we're all set up there. And again, so all of that crap's gonna go, and we're gonna rewire everything up top. The one thing I'm having an issue with is I got like there's a little bit of the constructor hanging out right there, and then on the other side there's something too. So I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet. I have thought if I have enough clearance with this, what I might do is just tear down the whole catwalk, and if I put like a go here. If I put like a one bit foundation down, and then I put ramps up to it, you know, it's like I do that, put the ramp up to it. It'll make my catwalk like a foot. Well, it'll make it a meter higher, I guess. So it'll make it like 3 feet higher. But yeah, if it makes it a meter higher, that'll get rid of that bit. So again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll see. For right now, I at least want to show everybody how we're going to do this wiring, because I think it's going to look pretty cool. So let's get the rest of this in. Let's just zoop you all the way down there. And then I need you there. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty cool when it's done. All right, so we've got that. So if we do every other, maybe, with wiring. I wonder, that should be good enough. So if we do every other, so like wire, no 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 wire. Ugh, of course it's an odd, stupid number. What I might do is just add one more here then. Or it'll be fine. It might just be fine, because we don't really have a lot of wiring back that way anyways. We'll see. We'll see how much it annoys me. All right, so let's get some of this stuff set up. And then what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to have catwalks go past and, like, new wiring every, I don't know, like 4 or 5 blocks probably. Probably every 5, just to kind of keep it somewhat even. So let's go over what I'm thinking here. So we'll have our roof pieces in here. Let's just do like a 10 by. Oh man, this is gonna look sick when it's done. And then we'll do you. Might just put a ladder up so I can get up there, maybe. If we got that, so then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say we have wiring that goes across here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this catwalk. Corner T-junction? Do I just have to take it out? Was it this one? Son of a... 1, 2... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think this one's kind of in the middle, so that makes sense. Oh, you know what? The catwalks don't go off of these, do they? That's fine. So... let's just take this one off. So what we can do is... We can... Come on, give me that. There we go. No. I'm still zooped, that's why. So we've got our little T-junction here. And then what we can do is we'll go catwalk straight. I don't want to jump down. So now we'll have a catwalk that goes kind of across our production line, and that'll help us like do our wiring. I feel like like this would be something that you might see at a plant. Let's see. I don't know why I went off of that, I guess. Beep. And that looks good. Then we gotta put another junction in over here. I should have just left that on. Down. Bam. And you out there. Gotta get rid of you, and we'll make you a T. Okay, and then go back to our... Where's our... There we go. I'm missing 2 iron rods, huh? Man, didn't think I'd be short stuff. Alright, let's go grab some stuff. Here's the other part where it's just like, but that's going away too, so I guess I'm not too worried about it. There's only like that one bit that's kind of annoying. What do I need? Rods. Do I have enough of everything else? I want to come back down here. I want to get a few lines of the wiring in so everybody can kind of see what this bad boy's going to look like. I got a lot to do. There's going to be a lot to do on it, but I feel like it's going to be pretty sick. And, all right, let's go back here. Put you... Oh, God, no. Put you in. There we go. Get rid of you. Okay, so we've kind of got like a little bit of a centerpiece catwalk. Another thing we could do is probably it in the middle, have it go that way, but that's fine. I don't need to get too crazy. Let's get... Oh, how do we want to do this? I think we want the whole roof to go across, right? So, for temporarily, let's put up a ladder so I can get up there. All right, now we're gonna do some roofing. And let me zoom this across. Here she comes, very nice. All right, so again, I'm just gonna do this part of it. I think everyone will get the idea of what's going on once this bad boy gets done here. So let me finish this up. I'll get the beams up, and then we'll start moving the wires around. All right, so we've got our beams up. I went to the inside of this because if I put it there, it'd be going through the catwalk, and that doesn't make too much sense. Some of them are going to be anyways. I get that, but here's the beams. I'm gonna put beam connectors in the middle. It kind of like hides the seams, as it says, and then we'll get that other part set up. But really, I want to show everybody kind of the main mechanic and flow, I guess, behind what I'm doing. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put up some of these wall outlets, and I'm thinking, what is it? These are 4 5s in the middle. So if I put one up, like it wouldn't make sense to put one there, but if I put one maybe like, what, 2 4, that makes sense. Let me think. Problem is I don't want them like sticking out of stuff. So if I put it there, right? Let me skip one. Let me put it here. This will come out evenly for us. Make sure we get them on the right spots. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, right. So we've got our power outlets now. And let's just come back over here, and we'll get this beam set up as well. Oh, I cannot see the center. I think it's right there. Again, I'm probably between episodes I'll come and finagle this stuff a little bit if I'm a little off, but I think that's good right there. And then I'll have the finished product. We're not gonna get to it this episode. There's just it's gonna take a lot of work and materials to get all this done. I basically just want to show everybody like what the end game's gonna be for it though. All right, so now all that's set up, right? So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a double wall in here. So that'll be our initial starting piece, and then now I gotta just connect everything. Well, let me get this one's gonna be this one will be a regular one. Okay. And now we can connect all of our stuffs. All of these are gonna get connected. We'll have some wires hanging down, but it's not gonna be like anything ugly. Okay, and that, and that. And then that'll go over to here, which will go across there. Right, so they're not going to cross right here, but they'll cross on the other wall. Again, I'll bring everybody back once it's all a finished product. I think you know what I mean, though. So we'll do that, we'll do that, and then this will go there. Right, and then now we have basically this, just going to be this big old grid. And then we're going to connect these to everything down here. But first, we got to get it set up with our power plant. So with our power plant, and I'm going to have to put all good stuff in there. Oh, just did the old, I guess this is probably going to be, an exit. And then there'll be a ramp here. Just did the old bird flying into the window there. Ah, crap. What's there? Did I rebuild? Okay, nice. It zooped for me. All right. So you can see, right? We have our bit that's hanging out there. So all these are gonna go away. But let me get stuff connected first over here. And I guess we can take it away now. It doesn't really matter. But again, I'll do all the glass work over here. See, right now that's kind of a safety hazard. But over here, I'm gonna have everything look the same. So I guess let's stop production for a second, and let's see if we can get this stuff hooked up. I'm gonna keep those on just for now. Right, but what'll happen? All of our power's gonna shut down here, which is okay for the moment. And then we're gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna do like the exact same, but we'll do something over here, right? Like something along these lines. It doesn't need to be as big and as high as the other one, I don't think. But let's say we do like that. I basically just want to get like some clearance. Right, maybe we'll have something along these lines. I might just make it look like the other one. You know, we'll kind of see what's all going on. All right, and then what we can do is we're gonna have our power coming from here. So let's see, where's our middle one? There's the middle one. All right, so we can do. Again, I might do the double wall thing. I don't know. I'm probably gonna change this part just so you guys know. But let's at least get our stuff set up the way we're gonna have it. Visually, if it changes, I'll come back and show everybody. I'm sure it's gonna change, right? Because I still got a little bit of a safety hazard here. Now it's just gonna electrocute my face off instead of tripping over it and dying. Now I'm gonna get my face just melted off. That would be horrendous. All right, so then that'll connect, and then let me take you off. We're gonna have you go there. Okay, so all that should be connected now again. So once we bring these out, these are gonna power back up. Okay. Again, it's gonna clean it up a lot. I'm probably gonna change the way this looks, but just so everybody kind of gets the idea of what's going on here. And now, here's the question: can I connect you all the way over to you? Oh, I think I can. That is gonna be delightful. Yes. So now we just have the one wire that's going across, right? Which is fine. Not a super big hazard. It's not an eyesore. And now all we can do is let's get rid of all these. Oh man! All right, so now nothing's working. And then we got to get back up to our catwalk. It makes us see a little better. Go. Yep. Just kidding. Yeah, I think we got more clearance over there for that coal. So I think I'll probably raise the glass look a little bit. And then maybe do the double wall on top. I might do like an angled mirror, a double wall, and then put the other bits on there. Okay, so now everything should be juiced up. So now we should just have to connect. So we'll connect maybe like you. I know that's kind of annoying right there, but we're gonna fix that somehow. I just don't know how yet. And then what else do I got? I got one. I can connect that one there. Right, so you kind of see, you know, we're keeping the wiring kind of to a minimum, I guess. Actually, what I'll probably do, I don't like that part. I might do this one's a little off. Wire you to there. Okay, there's some thingy hanging out there. That's the only part that kind of bothers me right now. And we do have some up front here. I'm gonna have to reconnect those for the little special event thing, but that's okay. All right, so now we'll have. Oh, which one's closer? Yeah, we can have you go over here. And you go there. Should have a couple right here. Right, so I think it just kind of just cleans up the wiring quite a bit. And then what else do I got? I got a couple up here yet that need to be wired. So again, I'm gonna have I'll do another beam. For right now, I'll just connect these. I'll just connect these up there. I know that's not what it's gonna look like. Just so I can get these working for right now. All right. Well, there we go. So if we kind of come hang out over here a little bit. So everything's up and working. And I think it's gonna, it just looks more like a factory now. Yeah, so we'll have that kind of that wiring system coming from the roof, and I'm wondering, again, if I change anything, I'll bring people when we come back next episode. Like maybe I'll just wire every square, so then I can really just have wires just coming straight down to these things. You know what I mean? That way it's not like they're so far there. I don't know. I guess it's not the end of the world. But yeah. Anyways, that's what I'm thinking. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like I gotta fix this one yet too. But when I do the whole thing, obviously I'll get stuff wired up there, because we'll have just beams going across everywhere, staggered out. We might do another catwalk maybe through the middle. I don't know. I don't want it to look jumbled. I still want it to look clean. I know from up here the wiring is a little jumbled, but ignore those. But yeah, this is my thoughts. I feel like it cleans it up quite a bit, and it'll let us clean it up more. Once I get the rest in too, I think that'll make it look pretty nice. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. We've got the windows, we've got the walls, we've got the wiring, the three W's of Satisfactory. So let me know your thoughts. When we come back, like I said, I'm gonna update that for sure. I'm gonna finish up the rest of the factory, clean up a couple of the wires that are a little further, and we'll clean up our coal area so that it looks nice over there. And then we'll probably, next episode, I'm not quite sure what we'll do. Probably stick with some upgrades. So I'll get everything kind of up and flowing. And then we'll maybe start with some upgrades, and then we can start on our second floor. So we'll have, we can start our steel production. I think that'll be pretty fun. So again, let me know your thoughts. If there's anything you'd like me to change or you got better ideas, please let me know. Otherwise, I feel like that was a fun episode. I like that a lot more. I think it looks nice over there. The whole setup with the water and the coal coming in, it makes more sense over there, and I'll keep that area as like a test site / event site. I think that'll be cool. So, yeah, let's call her there when we come back tomorrow, or the next episode, I should say. We got steel. We got some steel to be made. Otherwise, check out the link for the Discord in the description. A lot of fun stuff going on over there. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Go out there and be a good person. It's not that hard, and I will see you on the next one.